Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez on your Watch My YouTube channel, the Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back together again, and in today's video, we're doing a Disney World video ranking, and today we are going to be re-ranking the parks. Now, if you're wondering, I did do a video like this back in 2020, but I wanted to redo it because back when I was kind of obsessed with Lion King and Disney World, I kind of had this sort of idea to keep doing Disney videos, and as I kept thinking about it, my opinion on the parks have kind of changed over the past couple months. So here's my ranking of all 4 Disney World parks. Now I'm just gonna sit here and say I don't think any of these parks are bad. I think I have fond memories of going to every single one of these parks. And Magic Kingdom, while in last place, it is not a bad park. It is actually a very good park. That's how good this list is. Of course, there is just so much stuff to be had here. I mean, just the idea of, if you're driving there and you're trying to get in and you have that Magic Kingdom sign there, it's of course magical to go through that sign. Or even when you see the Magic Kingdom thing just ahead, you get so excited, and then you're signing in. You get into the park, and then around the corner you see the Cinderella Castle. I mean, how can you not get excited for that? Of course, there's a lot of fun rides here. Probably my favorite rides here are probably the roller coasters, but I also do enjoy some of the Disney character rides like Little Mermaid, which is a nice relaxation ride to go on, especially after a hot day at Magic Kingdom. You also get the Peter Pan ride, which I think is pretty cool. Pirates of the Caribbean is fun, just besides the opening scene. The Carousel of Progress, I think, is also a good show to watch, especially after a hot day where you get some AC, but also a fun show to watch. You get the Laugh Floor with Monsters Incorporated, which I thought was fun. You get Small World, which is also a nice little joyride. And then, of course, I think easily the best thing of this park is Happily Ever After, the final show to close out the day at the park. At the same time, the reason why this park has lowered down for me, which was my favorite park of them all, it's because I've gotten older, and that Disney isn't just princesses and the kiddie stuff. And that's kind of what this park feels like to me. I don't really feel like they have made it in a way where it can be relatable for families. It's really mostly feels like for kids. And so that's kind of why it dropped down for me, because I'm not a kid. Of course I like watching Disney princess movies, I like watching all that, but sometimes I don't need to feel like a kid. I want it to be expansive. I like to feel immersed into a world I'm entering outside of the real world. And with this one, it just feels like we're going into kiddie land. Not to say there's anything wrong with being a kid again, but it's like, I don't want to just be a kid again. I want to feel like I'm part of a different, whole new world. And in some parts, we kind of don't get that with Magic Kingdom, but at the same time, still a fantastic park. Just kind of wish they made it a little bit more immersive and a lot of great things. Now, Epcot is also a park that I also really enjoy, surprisingly, because a lot of, little kids, in any case, this park is not technically for kids. It's because, there's beer, there's drinking, there's all that, so it's not technically for kids. But for me and my sister, we enjoy it. As for me, I really enjoy a lot of the front stuff with the Finding Nemo ride. That's like one of the first rides I actually ever go on. You also get Spaceship Earth. It's a close second I go on. Figment from occasionally. The Land. I love going. I recently went on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride last time I went there. It was pretty fun, but a little too short. Just a lot of the front rides, and I think the best thing about this park is the way that it's able to be about going around the world and being about the future, and being about those two types of parts. And I really enjoy that part, and also exploring history. So I really enjoyed a lot of stuff about that. And even when we get to the countries, like that's kind of the thing that I think this park does a little bit better than Magic Kingdom, is it feels like we're going to other parts of the world. And that's the fun part. So one part we feel like we're going to Japan or China. One part we're feeling like we're going into Germany or France or Mexico. Especially Mexico, since that's like our main country we really go to because of the Mexico ride. The big problem I have with this park, though, is once we get to the countries, it feels like the least Disney feeling park there is. Sure, you get the Frozen ride in Norway, the Three Caballeros ride in Mexico. You get to meet Mulan in China. You get to meet Belle in France. And you get to meet you get to meet Pluto in some other countries, I guess. But there's nothing Disney-ified about the rest of the park, the rest of the countries. It's like, you don't feel like you're in Disney, you just feel like you're going around the world. If you want to go around the world, just go to those places. If you want to make this a Disney park, make it Disney-ified. Add something unique and interesting. Make a Frozen land. Don't just make a Frozen ride, make a Frozen land. Or make a Thor land for Marvel fans. Do something interesting. Make it now. Granted, I'm glad they added the Mulan Pavilion, which I think is gonna be cool, and I'm excited to go there in June and see it. But yeah, once again, it is gorgeous. The atmosphere is great, but I wish it actually had Disney feeling stuff in it. So that's why it's in third place. Now, the reason why I put Hollywood Studios above Magic Kingdom and Epcot above them, I put it above them. I usually used to have it like as my least favorite park, but now that I started thinking about it, and normally I started disliking it because they took my favorite ride at the park, the Great Movie Ride, and I wrote that a couple times before it got taken down, and I thought it was great. But after that, I just never really felt like I liked anything. But then I realized there is actually some great stuff at this park. Not necessarily great stuff, but there are some pretty good stuff that they offer at this park. When it comes to some of the Star Wars rides, I believe all of the ones that I have ridden are actually really good. Star Tours, Rise of the Resistance, they're all good. Even some of the Toy Story rides I think are really cool. And then of course I think this park also has a great variety of shows. Possibly my favorite one is the Little Mermaid show. And it's great. It's so rewatchable, and I'm excited they're updating it. That's why we haven't been able to go see it. Even like everything with Star Wars in this park is great, and I haven't even watched Star Wars. Funny thing is, this upcoming week, I'm actually going to be watching all the Star Wars films. Like, I'm going to finish all of them, starting with Return of the Jedi, leading up to Solo, which is something I'm very excited for. Or even just, like, all of that stuff. We don't get as many character parades, now that I think about it. I realize Magic Kingdom is really the only park where we get, like, parades with all of the characters. And I probably should mention that with Magic Kingdom. When it comes to the bad things, why it's not number one, is because I kind of feel like, while there's a lot of cool stuff to do in there with Toy Story and Star Wars and stuff, it's kind of stuff we already have done, and most of my family doesn't really like any of that, most of the stuff. And honestly, like, I like the Star Wars rides, I like some of the shows, and I of course love the Frozen show, but at the same time, it's also like, I kind of wish there was something more interesting. I also love the Indiana Jones show, which is something I actually really want to go back to watch. But yeah, I wish, I mean, it's the land of movies, and normally I should love this. I'm liking it a little bit more, and I kind of want to go back and spend a little more time in it, not just quickly go there and leave. I want to spend a little more time in it and explore it, because I think there is something to probably explore there, since it's about movies. Hollywood. So yeah, but besides that, I think it's had a major upgrade for me in the past few months. And boy, did Animal Kingdom make a big impact on this list. Now, before, I always liked Animal Kingdom because of the animals. I always had fun exploring animal life. But back when I said before, when I started doing these Disney videos, when I said around this time when I got obsessed with Disney, that obsession came from my obsession of being obsessed with Lion King. Right now, I'm obsessed with Kung Fu Panda, but before I was obsessed with Lion King, and in some ways, because I was obsessed with Lion King and Lion Guard, that movie basically made me say, I love animals so much, so I think I might like Animal Kingdom a whole lot more. And I think it's the same thing what I said about Hollywood Studios, where I realized there's so much great stuff that they actually offer. When it comes to the animal sites, I kind of wish we could get a little bit more, but all the animal sightings we get are actually great. We get to see gorillas, we get to see hippos, we get to see, I don't know if we get to see elephants, I don't remember. We get to see tigers, we get to see, I believe we get to see bears, I don't remember. We get to see a whole lot of monkeys. We get to see some lizards, we get to see some snakes. We get to see a whole bunch of different animals, even with the safari ride, which is my favorite ride at that park. But then also, we get some great stuff of different animal cultures. We get the Festival of the Lion King, which is a great show that commemorates all of it. The past shows haven't been the best, but they've still been good enough to go and watch. Even going to Pandora, which is gorgeous, while it's a little too immersive for me, I still do enjoy it. The roller coasters there, I mean, the fact that it's able to be so impactful and crazy. This is the park that I feel like is exactly what I'm looking for. Like I said, I wanted Magic Kingdom to be immersive, not just all kitty, Disney princessy, when you wish upon a star. I want immersive stuff. And in some ways, this park kind of gives it to me. Now, some stuff I won't do, like some of the River of Passage ride, or that water ride, the Rapid Rapids ride, I will never go on because I just hate water, and the immersiveness of the Flight of Passage ride is a little too immersive for me. And just overall, it is just a great park to be in, and I just love being in the world of these animals. And it just makes you want to go back and rewatch certain films of animals, and just makes you want to go on an actual animal safari, like an actual one, not made by Disney, an actual one that's for actual African wildlife. But that's my thoughts on all 4 Disney parks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.